As I was finishing off the last session that I was doing, I was reminded about this really interesting incident where I was I was actually working on a site, and I was asking God whilst I was actually sitting on top of a roof actually, and this roof was on top of two houses. It split underneath, like it was like this, and underneath were two different houses, and I was sitting on top of the roof actually painting. And as I normally do, as I was sitting there, I just asked God, I just said, hey Lord, what's going on in the houses below me? I said, people always live in here and doing things. What's actually happening in the houses below me? And the one house I didn't really hear anything about, but I knew it was a fisherman family and Portuguese family that originally came from Angola in 1975, and they'd settled in the Cape, and they had a fleet of trawlers, and they were fishermen. But the other house didn't really know. Well, I knew nothing about it at all. And then God just said, he said to me, there's a woman living in it, and go and buy her a lettuce. I said, like, a what? He said, yeah, go buy her a lettuce. I said, do you mean like a regular lettuce that I can get from the grocery? He said, yeah, go get her a lettuce. I said, but I don't even know who she is. He says, it doesn't matter, get her a lettuce. So I hopped off the roof, came down the ladder, got in the car, and I went down into observatory. It was actually Woodstock really, and I found a little grocer, and I bought a lettuce, a really nice big fluffy lettuce. And I went back and I knocked on the door, and I just knock, 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 knock. And after a little while, the door opened rather inward, and there was this woman inside, all like very much standing in the background. And she said, hello, can I help you? I said, well, this seems a little bit fair, but I was working on your roof, and I just felt I needed to bring you a lettuce. So here we are, here's your lettuce. And she just started to cry. And I said, sorry, what's wrong? And she said that that morning, one of the things that she really, really loved was lettuce. And for 5 years, that's 5, for 5 years, she had not had a lettuce. And that's because she hasn't been able to leave her house in 5 years. She had 5 different cancers, and these cancers were all destroying every bit of her body. She couldn't go out, she couldn't do anything. And she had her son who came around once a week and brought groceries and various things, but for whatever reason, I mean, I don't live there, she never had lettuce, and she really wanted lettuce. So I went in, I said, well, look, this is what happened. I was working, and God said, buy you a lettuce. So I bought you a lettuce. And she said, this morning, I said to God, I said, you don't even exist. I feel so abandoned. You have left me, abandoned me. You do not know anything. I'm on my own. And here I am at her door with a lettuce. So I want to, dare to believe and just spend time listening to God, because you can change the lives of other people. That woman, when I left her, she was a different person, because she knew that God actually cared for her. She wasn't healed, not at all. She died shortly after that, about 2 or 3 months after that. But I kept contact with her, and she was completely content. She was actually happy at the end of her life, having just simply received a lettuce from heaven. Simple as that. So dare to believe, go out there and be the church. I think that works pretty well. If I could find the shut off, that would be great.